I don't know why women are so slow when it comes to this. They are so slow, particularly American women on this issue when we talk about protection, when it comes to security. I don't think they still don't understand how this stuff works. In 2024, they still don't understand how this works. They still they don't get it. So here we're going to see a situation where she's going to talk about protection. You know, how she doesn't really need protection, right? How she can protect herself, but she's going to say, I just don't want you to harm me and blah, blah, blah. But that's basically what she's going to say here. But let's hear it from from her voice. And she's going to be debating a man who I think is an incel, because I remember seeing this clip from somewhere and I recognize the guy. So I think this guy is a legit incel. So let's just hear her talk. Let's just hear her talk.
I want to note that you brought up children being unequal to adults. I just hope you weren't comparing women to children.
It was technically a comparison.
Okay, I don't need you to protect me. I just need you not to harm me. I can protect myself. I'm very capable of doing what I need to do. I want to note that you brought.
I'm not going to say women are stupid. That's clearly ignorant to say, but I'll say this hoe is stupid. This hoe is stupid, dog. This hoe is stupid. Let me repeat it again. This 304 is retarded. Oh, man. She says, I can protect myself. I just don't want you to harm me. What? Miss, if you're talking to an individual, man or woman, but particularly men, and they are a non-law abiding citizen, they don't follow the law, you can't tell them not to not follow the law. You can't tell a thief not to steal. He's a thief. You can't tell a mercenary for hire, don't kill people. That's his job. Like it's this whole thing where it just reminds me of the whole, you need to teach young boys not to grape women, and you're just like, nobody, what? Dude, if you're dealing with a man and he's on some violation type stuff, there's no reasoning with that. He knows what he's doing is wrong and he's still gonna do it. You don't most men are taught you need to have self-control. You can't hit women no matter the cost. Most men are taught that. The people that end up violating that usually are the people that were already taught not to do that. These people, they don't give a F about any of this stuff. They don't care. They know not to do that. Like, you'll see comments like, they say not all men, but it's always a man. But I'm like, I mean, what can we do? We already know there are people out there that will violate, but the people that violate, they know what they're doing is wrong. They know. They don't care. And by the way, let's bring up one thing. I'm gonna let it replay one more time.
Brought up children being unequal to adults. I just hope you weren't comparing women to children.
Well, I'll say this. Yes, I'll say this. Yes, women are like children. Yes. 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 But I'm talking about today's women, 2024. Yes, they are like children. Yes, they are. Yes. And I'll stand on that. I'm telling you, I'll stand on that. Particularly we talking about Gen Z, millennial women, some Gen X, right? Yes, they are like children. Yes. 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 you must treat them as such. You must, and I'll repeat again, you must treat them as such if you are a man. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because the things that they'll put themselves, the situations I'll see them put themselves in, where like the logically it makes no sense. You see, I grew up during a time where everything made logical sense. Everything matched up. So I remember, like, it will be a woman back in the day who they don't like men, which is really, I don't fault a woman for thinking that way. But I would grow up with certain women that they don't even like men, but their actions matches up with their ideology. Meaning, if you told them, "Oh, you got to be a stripper," they would shiver at being naked in front of a man and giving them that pleasure. They would shiver at the thought of being a stripper, right? They would shiver at being a 304. They would shiver at just being at the club full of random ninjas where the predators be at, but be at the club. They couldn't even see, they can't even see themselves doing that because they don't even want to give men that kind of pleasure. I can respect that. I when I saw that growing up, I respected that. You know why I respect? Because it makes sense. You don't like men, but so I'm not even gonna do things to even put myself in there in that thing. I can respect that. That makes sense. That makes logical sense. I know women that are or that they are married and they're like, they don't like most men, which most women don't like most men, obviously. But the man that they like, they're loyal to him and they don't entertain other dudes. But they'll say, I don't like men. And then when you see them in their personal life, they don't even entertain other dudes at all. If that makes sense, that makes sense. Today's 304s, they will tell you how much they hate men, how much they don't want kids and blah, blah, blah. And then lo and behold, you see them at a club. And then lo and behold, they sign up for OnlyFans. And lo and behold, they become strippers. How does that make sense? You say you hate, you don't want to, we live in a grape culture, but then you're always around the people that get accused of grape. You party with these, you drink with these people, you do drugs with these people, you travel with these people. This is logic of a child. This is worse. This is worse logic than of a child. This is worse. It's actually worse. It's worse logic than a children than children have. This is worse logic than children. This is worse logic than children. You say you don't like men. You say I prefer a bear or whatever, blah blah blah. But you continue to club and go to these parties full of where men are. You continue to complain that if black women, they continue to complain that Hinge, they call black women be calling women that are looking for men pygmies, but then in the same breath complain that Hinge is holding them down in the algorithm because the men that they like are not picking them. This is the logic of the average broad in America. This is the logic, and you're just like, bro, you're ruining everything because you don't have a man in your life to make sure you're not thinking straight. So this is why men are actually here, is to protect you from yourself, not from other men. Really, it's men are there to protect you from you being stupid and you talking. So you know what I mean? So I remember somebody was in one of my live chats and he said to protect women he said this is why this is how men need to do to protect women. You can't let her out of the kitchen or the bedroom at all costs. Now, I know it sounds extreme, but I will say this. A lot of women, that applies to you. I'm not going to say most, but I'm going to say a lot of y'all that applies to you. I'm sorry, because I'll just hear the logic, the logic, the gymnastics that they will go through. And it's crazy. Like the logic, it never matches. It never matches. The logic, what they say, and then what they do in real life, it never makes sense. Absolutely never makes sense. They say they're scared of men and men are this, and then you'll find them by themselves at night in an alley. You'll be like, what are you doing by yourself? Don't you got somebody to walk you home? No. And I'm like, so what do you? Okay. It's just, dude, when I was in high school, right, or college, I would say, look, I don't like parties. I don't really like going out. And that's how it was. It is what it is. And then, but like I said, the women will say, women will say the same thing, but then you'll see them getting blackout drunk with random dudes. And you're just like, wow, okay. But like, for me, it makes sense. Okay, I don't like going out. I don't like doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then it matches in real life. Oh, Chris, you don't drink? Nope. Do you gotta do drugs? Nope. It makes sense. So everything, it makes sense. Woman will say, I don't do this. I don't go out and blah, blah, blah. Then you take her home, right? They say you end up getting lucky with a broad. Then she gives you the meanest blowjob ever, right? But we already know for her to for her to be that good at what she's doing, that's clearly she's been outside. Clearly she's been outside. So what she's saying, it don't match.
It's technically a comparison. Okay, I don't need you to protect me. I just need you not to harm me. I can protect myself. I'm very capable of doing what I need to do.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I can protect myself. I don't need your protection. I just don't want you to harm me. Did she really think she said something of significance? First of all, I could look at her. She needs a man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A lot of you broads, y'all need a man. I wish you like me. Trust me. I wish we could live in this society where you actually don't need us, because it would actually take a lot of the questions that people will have for me or other people that I know off the plate. So we don't have to, because it's clear that you guys still need men. Even though you patronize the hell out of the average man, you clearly still need him. If you're still gonna say, I just don't want you to harm me. Do you think imagine me going, fuck it. Imagine a nigga in the hood going up to the big G in the block saying, I can protect myself. I just don't want you to harm me. That nigga will just look at him and laugh. You know that, right? He'll just let him pass just for making him laugh. He's like, hey, just get out of my face before I slap you. Some shit. What kind of shit is that? What are you talking about? Particularly we're talking about a criminal man. He knows what he's doing is wrong. That's why he's doing it. Well, you think you're gonna tell a person that's already fucked up in the head what not to do? The logic. But obviously, you're gonna see most of the normie comments here. But shout out to this comment. He said, I can protect myself if you don't try to harm me. He said, lady, everything you touch, see, hear, eat, wear was created, made, and serviced by men. Facts. Someone said, why is it so hard for men to not harm women? Genuine question. I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about? I was like, why is it hard for criminals to not do criminal things? I can't control I can't tell a criminal what not to do. All you could do is establish the rules, which we have in America. We have our rules. We've done everything in terms of the rules. We allow women to bend the rules. We talk about consent, all this stuff, all this nonsense, what qualifies as assault and all this. We've done everything. And they're still talking about men are the biggest. Bruh, stop. Stop. Anyways. Meanwhile, you have immigrants coming through here doing nonsense. And never mind. Let me just leave that alone. Anyway. So right here, this is where the average woman, she doesn't get out. Well, that looks like a transformer here. So the transformer here says men exist to protect women from who? Other men? No, from herself. So the funny Republican, I've seen a couple of tweets of his. He says, if you have to beg someone not to harm you, it's probably because you can't protect yourself. They'll just be talking to us like we harming bitches. Like they'll just talking to the average man. Like, I just don't. What is wrong with you, men? Always harming. You're just like, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. And then meanwhile, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, which drives the average man absolutely crazy. Women love having sex with criminals. They love being intimate and having babies by people that do things above the law. That's what drives like the average, like they get those people that be in ISS when you were in high school. These are the ones that be getting the best, not the athletes. The people that be in ISS, the people that be getting arrested, the dudes in juvie, they get rewarded by women sexually. It's the funniest thing. A person that they know they can't even protect themselves from, but they happen to always be in their presence, and then they talk to us like we're the ones causing the problems. Like you'll have women, particularly in the black community, talking about I can only date street ninjas, and then at the same time, man, everybody in my city is dying. Who do you think is killing them? The people that you're fucking. They're killing. Like I said, the logic. There's no logic with them. Oh Lord. So here you have a normie comment. So she says, hey, so woman says, hey, instead of protecting us, maybe you can use that energy to not hurt women in the first place. Men, angry noises. The reason why we have a problem with women saying that is because we're not doing anything to you. And in fact, the people that are doing the most to women, they seem to always get rewarded sexually by these same women. Like they seem to always be able to get women just like this. and they could be smacking bitches upside the head and throwing her around, SAing her and all this, being in positions to do all these things. Meanwhile, the average dude can't even get a bitch to stay with him on a date just because he didn't want to order cheese on a burger. If you think I'm lying, look up the YouTube video. If you think I'm lying, look up the YouTube video. The New York of the New York date of the bitch talking about he ordered extra cheese and he didn't want to pay for it, so I left. That was a red flag for me. And you're just like, what? And you like knowing, and men know, and as a man, you'll see this, knowing you know of plenty of women that will stay with broke dudes that abuse them and will stay with them for like 10, 15 years. But you're gonna leave a date. Like you'll see women will leave a date because a man coughed wrong, but then they will stay with a dude that's quote unquote abusing them. And you'd be like, how long you stay with him? 10 years. You're like, like I said, men are there not necessarily to protect you from other men, but to protect women from their own boneheaded decisions.